Matthew 13:52. All right then. He said, then he said unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed into the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which brings forth out of his treasure things new and old. Now you just started this here, because y'all have heard this before. This man just said that anybody who's taught in the word, taught in YESHUA, taught in salvation, will be able to go to the old and new and bring forth treasure that allow us to deliver ourselves. Now you sit back and you look at this, it's many men that don't have this ability. You know what I'm talking about? I tell you that all the time. Sometimes some of y'all ain't get a chance to manifest it here. But it's an important thing to know. Now we just started that there for a reason. But let's shoot on over here to Job. Job chapter 18, I should say. That might not be precisely what I want. Alright, it is. Let's look at Job 18. Let's look at verse 4. Job 18 and verse 4. Let's see what the Lord had for us this evening. Look what the man said. He said, he tear himself in his anger. Shall the earth be forsaken of thee? Shall the rock be removed out of his place? Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. We have to sit back and consider that. Because this man just said the light of the wicked is going to be put out. When he's talking about light, he's talking about your life. See, come on around here to John chapter 12. We'll come back to Job 8. We'll tie back in a minute. John chapter 12 and about verse 34. He said, the people answered him, we have heard out of the law that the Messiah abides forever. How sayest thou the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? Keep that in mind. He said the Son of Man must be lifted up. Then YESHUA said unto them, yet a little while is the light with you, walk while you have the light, lest darkness come upon you, and he that walk in darkness know not whither he go. Now he said he could sit back and say something now, because he said the light of the wicked is going to be put out. So if the light of the wicked put out, they don't know where they're going. Now we got to sit back and look at it. We got light with us. And YESHUA is giving us the purpose of being able to hear his word. That means we have light and we can know where we're going. When you dealing with darkness, you're in death. That's why he said that the dead bury the dead. Because that's what death is akin to, is darkness. What is Satan called? The prince of darkness. That's what he called. He's the prince of death. He's the ruler over death. You all remember from the law, YESHUA came to destroy the enemy and cast him into pieces. Come on back to Job 18. Look at verse 8. Look what he said. Job 18 and 8. He said, for he is cast into a net by his own feet. He walketh upon a snare. The grain shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. What does this sound like, y'all? There's two different things going on right here in just these three verses, what we just heard. Pearl, what did he say? He's cast into a net by his own feet. He walketh upon a snare. The grain shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Look what he said in verse 11. And terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. Who had a snare taken in by his own feet, and walked upon a snare? Come on around here to John 10 and 14. Let's see who took destruction by his own feet. He said, I am the good shepherd and know my sheep and am known of mine. As the Father know me, even so I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also must I bring, they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Therefore doth my Father love me, because I lay down my life that I might take it again. No man take it from me, but I lay it down of myself. I have power to lay it down, I have power to take it again. This commandment I received of my Father. Now this man just said he's cast into a net by his own feet. He already know what was going to befall him, didn't he? Let's look at John 13, let's see what he's saying about verse 1. He already know what was going to befall him. But then he said the robbers were going to prevail against him. Remember when he dealt with him, I'm saying, they say, we'll look at it again. We'll look at it again. Just hold on. Look what he said in verse 13, verse 1. He said, now therefore the feast of Passover, when YESHUA knew that his hour was come, should depart out of this world into the Father, having loved his own which were in the world. He loved them until the end. You have to sit back and look at that. That's something you need to consider. You know that last part said, we done dealt with this before, that all things of the Father are here, right? He said he loved his own. You think he still don't have people on this earth right now? Look at Proverbs 8 and 17. We'll come back over here to John 13. Still hold Job 8:18. Look at Proverbs 8 and 17. And listen to what God tells you. This is what he did now. He said, I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Lord told you, he that love me keep my commandments. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. You said to sit back and look at that. YESHUA love those that love him. Look at John 15 and 10. See, I know it looked like he had to deal with stuff. He looked like, man, the Lord went through all this stuff. How the Father loved him? Father loved him because he had to be proved out. Once you're proved out that you stand on God's word, and you have that much hope and that much belief that God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. As he told you in Job, he had cast away a perfect man. See, it looked like with YESHUA, God had cast him away. That's what the people were mocking him for, wasn't it? If you be the Son of God, why won't he come save you? Why won't you call for him? It looked like he had been cast away. But God said he never cast away a perfect man. So you sit back and look at it. You going after perfection. Just because you're going through something, dealing with something, don't mean God done cast you to the side. But he's just proving you out that you might be made whole. John 15 and 10. Look at verse 9. He said, as the Father hath loved me, so have I loved you. Continue ye in my love. If you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. Going back to Proverbs 8, that's the only way God will be able to love you. You're going to have to abide in the word just like the Son abided in the word. When you have that much love for God, you'll be willing to do just what YESHUA said. You'll be willing to lay your life down. You'll be willing to take up your cross and bear it. Daily. You'll be willing to lay your life down, whether it be literally or in the figurative sense of giving up your worldly desires and the lust of your flesh. You'll be willing to do it. There will be nothing to hinder you from it. Back over here in verse 18, in Proverbs 8 chapter, this man said, riches and honor are with me. Yea, durable riches and righteousness. Things that God got to have last forever. Which y'all already know. Did the Lord tell you to lay that treasures in heaven? Because he said Mars can't eat this stuff. Thieves can't break through and steal it. That's what y'all don't look at. Y'all look at things in the temporal. Paul said you don't look at things that are temporal, but things that are eternal. A lot of y'all desire a temporary thing, and that's why you're going to go to hell, because you're a temporary nigga. Because niggas who temporary ain't going to live forever. We don't want to be temporary people. We know this body being temporary. That man says dust you came from, and dust you going to return. So we have to sit back and look at it. We have a severe problem. We're not fashioned to dwell forever. It's something that has to be done, and for us to dwell forever, we're going to have to be willing to suffer. We're going to have to be, and I'm not just talking about just suffering as a form of taking persecution or going without, but like what Peter told you. He that suffered in the flesh cease from sin. You're going to have to restrain yourself from the things and the appetites of your stomach. Because this man told you through Paul, he said, in God is their better. You know what I'm talking about? And they follow it to their own destruction. Some of y'all love after stuff so bad, that work going to take you to hell. Because you worry about this, you want this, you want that, you want this, you want that, and God won't mess around and let you get it so it can be a snare and a trap, so you can perish. That's what he let happen with the scribes and the Pharisees. They wanted a lot of stuff, didn't they? They wanted to be able to be seen in the markets. They wanted to be called rabbi. They wanted to mess with these women. They wanted to give people money, and God let them get all of it. And in the end, it was a trap for them, and it took them down, and it was their destruction. And we got to sit back and look at some of the stuff that we be lusting after. Is it going to be for my good, or is it going to be for my benefit if I get it? You have to start paying attention to certain stuff and know yourself and be like, you know what, it's better serve I start thinking about that, because that might not be good for me. You have to know yourself. I don't mess with 50 Cent. I think he's a real Mark Wayne bucker. But there's one thing I heard him say that I respect. That man said, I don't drink. He said, because I know what happens when I get drunk. So it's better served I don't drink. That's a man who knows himself. See, a lot of us men, we willing ourselves and say, you know what, I know if I do this or I get this, I know this is what I'm going to do. So it's better served I don't do it. You know what I'm talking about? It's better served. You feel what I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? So we have to sit back and you have to look at that. You're going to want something so bad God lets you get it to be your problem. That's why I refer to what that dude talking about, I want this knowledge, I'm a free thinker. These people wanted that knowledge so bad, God let them get it, and it ended up going to be their destruction. We don't want to go out like that. Come on back over here to Job 18th chapter. We have to start considering this stuff. Have to start weighing stuff out. Just can't get what the old people say, don't let your eyes be bigger than your appetite. And that's why you get yourself in trouble. And then he said, grand shall be taken by the heel and robbers going to prevail against them. Come on around here to Hosea the 6th chapter, see if you got any men robbers. Then we go to Matthew 23. This will bring something back to you, remember about the robbers. This was a while ago. Some of y'all wasn't here. Hosea 6 and 9. Now we're going to ask ourselves, what were they trying to rob him for? Because he said robbers going to prevail against him. He said, as a troop of robbers wait for a man, so the company of priests murder him away by consent, for they commit lewdness. So when we sit back and look at it, what do these men think that they were trying to rob from YESHUA? What were they trying to take from him? What y'all think they were trying to take from him? Indeed, let's look at John 11 chapter. Let's see what they were trying to take from the guy there. Huh? John 11 about verse 45. Let's see what the Lord said. He said that many of the Jews which came to Mary had seen the things which YESHUA did, believed on it. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things YESHUA had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? This man do many miracles. Now hold on, that just hit my mind. We know the Lord did a lot of miracles, what? Do y'all think that these miracles he did were just in there for no reason, or it wasn't written that he would do these miracles, or why these men would have such a problem? Because if they known who these men were, they would have known the signs, now would they? Let's see why they've been so mad about these miracles. Let's go over here to Isaiah the 35th chapter. We come back to John 11. Isaiah 35. Look at about verse 1. Might be verse 3. I'll see when I get there. I'll see the one I want to start with. Verse 3 was in my mind. Isaiah 35. Verse 3 was for me. This is what he said. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that have a fearful heart, be strong and fear not. And for some of y'all need to sit back and look at that. Because some of y'all got a fearful heart. And the Lord is saying, He's telling you to be strong. See, Paul told us to gird up your loins like a man. Peter told us the same thing. You need to gird up the loins of your mind and be sober. When it comes to dealing with God, you need to be strong. You don't need to fear. Listen what He tell you why. Your God will come with vengeance. Even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. Now the Lord told you, He said, look here. He said, I'm the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me shall never taste death. You got to sit back and look at it. Just because these people take your life, don't mean you dead. What's another word the book used for being dead, boy? Don't say your name, say your name now. No, it doesn't matter if she answers for you that, because you appreciate that. Yeah. I don't think he was too thrilled with that. But another word for death in the book is sleep. That's a state of rest. Matter of fact, hold what you got. Come on around here to Revelation the 6th chapter. We come back to Isaiah 35. We still holding John 11. Revelation 6. Revelation 6 and about verse 10. Look at verse 9. He said, when they had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them which were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. Now you sit there and look at that. Now you say men that were slain for the testimony that they held. Now you know he that believeth on the Son of God have witness within himself. So the only people that are really going to be attacked are those who believe in YESHUA, as the scripture has said. There's a lot of Hebrew Israelites thinking these people coming after them, you niggas just getting killed on general principle. He says for the testimony which you hold. We know the testimony of YESHUA is the what? That's the spirit of prophecy. When you have that testimony there, you have the spirit of prophecy in you. This is what I tell you now. He said they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O y'all Kodesh and Intruders, I'll not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on earth. White robes were given to every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest, yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren should be killed as they were, should be fulfilled. So you see what he told them. He didn't like to say, they asked him, what are you going to avenge our blood? They said, relax, brother. Just relax. Because your brethren and your fellow servants, they got to be killed as you were. He said they were given white robes. So remember that they were given white robes. What were they given? What did Revelation 19 and 9 tell you about the white robes?
According to the Lord of people.
Fine linen. Clean and white, which is the righteousness of the saints. He didn't say they were dead, now did he? He said they were resting for a little season. See, come on around here to Revelation 20. That's all I got to look at now. Then we go back and look at John 11, just to hear so y'all can hear what the Lord said. John 20 about verse 5. Revelation 20 verse 5, pardon me. He said, but the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and Kodesh is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power. But they shall be priests of God and of the Messiah, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. What? You know, I'm laughing. Now look over here to verse 12. He said, I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. The books were open. Another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it. And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. Hell meaning grave. In this instance, it would be the word Sheol, which means grave. And they were judged every man according to their works. Death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Anybody know what the law say about? You come back to Isaiah 35. Anybody know what the law say about? What would get your name put out that book? Huh? Exodus 32 and 31. Exodus 32 and 31. Let's see what the law says to get your name brought out that book. Make it 30. Exodus 32 and 30. Let's see what get your name brought out of that book. And then turn around and let's see what get your name in the book. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, you have sinned a great sin. And now I will go up unto Yah peradventure. I shall make an atonement for your sin. And Moses returned unto Yah and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin that made them gods of gold. Yet now if thou wilt forgive that sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of the book which thou hast written. Yah said unto Moses, whosoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book. So now you sit back and you look at it. You say anybody who wasn't given that book went to hell. That's the second death. That lake of fire is the second death. That's why he told the men who he seen up on that altar, y'all just resting. Huh? They just resting. Now you gotta sit back and look at it. Sin is transgression of the law. So now you sit back and look at it, you disobeying in that law. That's why you dead. Because what he took in Ezekiel, the soul that sin, it shall what? It shall die. Remember Paul came, that's why Paul came back and told you, the wages of sin is death. That's why the Lord said, let the dead bury the dead. Because if you walk in transgression, what are you? You are a dead man walking. You sit back and you look at, see, remember, you know I told you this before. How many times I go out in public, go on the stove and sit there and look at all these people? All these people are literally dead. All these people going to hell don't even know it. Some of them have deluded themselves that they're not going to hell, knowing that they're going. And we gonna sit here and have an opportunity to hear this bad word and still transgress. What that say about you? You might well just go out there and do what they do. It don't make sense to hear the word and not do it. Because Peter told you it was better for you not to have known than to know and go back. It don't make sense. It don't make sense to say that I'm going to hear the word and you know you're not going to do none of it. And then I ain't talking about just doing it, but having it in your heart. That's my book. Let's go over here to kind of third chapter. We still come back to Isaiah 35. We just need to see what's it get your name put in the book.
So blot you out as transgression.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to Take out my book, whoever commits sin. I'm telling you, if the name ain't written down nowhere in the earth, that's what you want to read there. You want it in the Lamb's book. If your name ain't in the Lamb's book, what difference does it make? So what, you got somebody writing your name on some paychecks? So what? So what, somebody give you a $10,000 check, $1 million check? So what? But if your name ain't in the Lamb's book of life, what good is it going to do? So what, you got your name on the lease for a brand new car? Put your name in the Lamb's book of life. You're going to hell. That's got to bother you. If you're not moving and sincerely moving to receive this man's spirit, you ought to be troubled every single day. Just like just what somebody, for some people, they need somebody right in their ear whispering. You know you're going to hell. You like worms, you like fire. Somebody need to remind you of that, because that's what you're going to get. Malachi 3 and 18. It's not 18, pardon me, it's 15. Now it's 16, just straight on to the point. He said, then they that feared y'all spake often one to another, and y'all hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared y'all and thought upon his name. So if you want your name in this book, you got to fear God. Fear y'all is the beginning of wisdom. If you fear God and respect him, you'll be heard, just like YESHUA was heard, because YESHUA obeyed. You want your name in this man's book, you need to obey. Not only does to obey, you need to believe. Because some of y'all obeying certain things, but you still don't believe, though. You just doing this stuff because you feel like you got to do it. Or you don't want nobody to pick at you and say, oh, I thought you were living this way or living that way. You're not really doing it because you believe. Come on back over here to Isaiah 35. You should be serving God because of your belief and hope in God, not because you don't want people to talk about you, or because you done started to do something and you don't want them to say, look, you ain't finished. Isaiah 35, verse 3 one more time. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as a hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. What you think this man talking about right here, little muscle? Eyes gonna be open, the deaf gonna hear, the lame gonna jump, the mute gonna talk. You already have that? Huh? The miracles. But he said, remember your God gonna come save you, right? Matthew 1:21. Let's deal with your God coming to save you. And then we deal with these miracles. He said your God gonna come save you. Look at verse 18. 1 and 18. He said your God gonna come. So that's what y'all gotta sit back and look at. YESHUA name means Yah saves, Yah delivers. Yah is the God of salvation. Now the birth of YESHUA the Messiah was on this wise. When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph before they came together, she was found with child of the Ruach HaKodesh. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privily. But while he thought of these things, behold, the angel of Yah appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Ruach HaKodesh. And she shall bring forth a son, thou shalt call his name YESHUA, for he shall save his people from their sin. So your God coming to save you. And what he said? He said he's going to come and open the eyes of the blind. Let's see some blind people open. Let's look over here to Matthew 9, about verse 26. He said, the fame hereof went abroad into all that land. And when YESHUA departed thence, two blind men followed him, crying and saying, Thou son of David, have mercy on us. And when he came into the house, the blind men came to him, and YESHUA said unto them, Believe you that I am able to do this? See, that's the key thing with some of y'all. Because 1 John 3 and 8 say he that commits sin is of the devil. But then he said, for this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Y'all heard them men disbelieve this. You got to born of God, do not commit sin. Why he don't commit sin? What? What's the next word that he said in that verse? Why he don't commit sin? He that is born of God, do not commit sin. Why? His seed remains in him. The word remains in him. We have to sit back and look at it. If you find your mind drifting and you still transgressing doing something because the seed does not remain in you. He said he cannot sin because he's born of God. So you have to sit back and look at it. This was what the man came to manifest and do. Then we just dealt with last week about how the people thinking that John 9 was about opening the eyes of a blind man. But that was to open our blind eyes and see the book about him. That's why he said, are you able to believe that I can do this? We have to be able to believe that God can save. We have to be able to believe that God's word can do precisely what it said it can do if we allow it to. See, the reason why the word can't allow the operation of the word can't be fulfilled in us because we won't allow it to do its work. We're still trying to find a way to keep ourselves and mesh ourselves in a way which hinders the word from doing its work. Because the word will work. The word is right. The word is perfect. Didn't he say his word is perfect? Say the law of y'all is perfect, and what the law of y'all do? It converts the soul. It'll change a man. It'll change him. Let's keep on going. He said, they said unto him, yea, Lord. Then touch ye their eyes, saying, according to your faith, be it unto you. That's why some of y'all ain't got spirit yet, because it's not been according to your faith. Faith still spirit. You really ain't got to the point when you believe in God like you're supposed to. And then what you're told, according to your faith, be it unto you. So if they believe he could do it, then their eyes will open one. But if they didn't believe he could do it, that's what that means they would still be. They would still be blind. You wonder why a lot of you dudes can't see the Lord in volume of the book. It's according to their faith. You wonder why a lot of people are like, oh, I can't get the spirit. What's the hindrance? Now some people, they know what their hindrance is. And they know the things that they got to manifest. So that means their faith ain't the problem. It's things I need to get rid of. It's things that's still resting in my heart. I got to get it in line, get it in order. Because I believe. But a lot of people, some of y'all right now, you hear the words of this man out right now. He said, according to your faith, be it unto you. You know your faith might be big. You know it's something that y'all ain't really going to go all the way. You know this man can sit here and tell you, son, y'all not going to believe it. And you hear everybody, but y'all know who you is. Lord know, you know exactly. Each one of y'all who like that. Y'all know the Lord talking to you. Tighten up. Verse 30. He said their eyes were open and y'all should have stated the charge them, saying, see that no man knoweth. But they, when they were departed, spread abroad his fame in all that country. And then they went out and behold, they brought unto him a dumb man possessed with a devil. So if he's dumb, what that means? He just can't talk. Not dumb, as spoke was like he was a dummy. He just couldn't talk. He was what we would call now as a mute. Like maybe a mind. You like minds? Does anybody like minds? You like minds? I don't like minds. It kind of weird me out, man. Kind of weird me out. He said when the devil was cast out, the dumb spake, and the multitudes marveled, saying, it was never so seen in Israel. And this is what these men told him. But the Pharisees said he cast out devils through the princes of devils. That's a rough thing for them to say out their mouth, man. That's a real hatred in their heart. And we're going to come back around to it in a moment. But let's see another one else. Because he also said he made the deaf to hear and he made the lame to jump. Come over here to the book of Mark. We'll come back to Matthew in a moment, in Matthew 15. But come on over here to the book of Mark. Let's look at chapter 2. About verse 1. A lot of people just think these miracles like the Lord just did all these miracles because I had a dude say the Lord came through and did all these miracles because it was free health care. Real talk. Then he said how what his name is? Barack Hussein came through with universal health care. These stupid niggas tried to say that's why the Lord came through and did that because he was showing us the first plan of universal health care. He didn't even sit back and think it was written. He had to come to this. Just thought he just want to do something. Let me just come in here and heal this man of some palsy. Let me heal this man. They just think this stuff is random stuff. Well, you have to be a real dumb nigga to really think that the Lord come around healing people because it's universal health care. Well, you're a real dumb nigga about that. Because if you sit back and you look at it, it was one dude who said his child had a plague, and he said, I went to all the physicians, and they couldn't heal him. As if there wasn't health care before the Lord came on the scene. As if these people around here charging the arm and the leg for some health care. This is just stupid. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't finna go on too long about that. Mark 2:1. I see you found that funny. How that funny to you? Because that is funny to me. I actually heard a grown man tell me that though. See, the Lord was coming with the first brand of health care. Free health care. That's all you can do is just snicker like that and just give a deep sigh and just keep on going about your business. And again he entered into Capernaum after some days, and it was noised that he was in the house. And straightway many gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them. No doubt so much as about the door, and he preached the word unto them. And they came in unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of four. And when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was, and when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. And when YESHUA saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven of thee. But there was certain of the scribes sitting there, reasoning in their hearts, Why doth this man speak blasphemy? Who can forgive sins but God only? And immediately when YESHUA perceived his spirit, that they so reason within themselves, he said unto them, Why reason these things in your hearts? Whether it is easier to say to the sick of the palsy, Thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, Arise and take up thy bed and walk. But that we may know that the Son of God hath power to forgive sins, for he saith to the sick of the palsy. Hey, hold on now. This is a very reason what I was telling you earlier. Now, when he mentioned into the apostles, when that dude said, well, was Judas there when he said the apostles would get 12 clothes? And I said he wasn't talking to him. You just seen right there, even though he said that word, who was he talking to? To the dude with the palsy. I wasn't talking to y'all. I'm talking to you. Because this don't pertain to you. You don't believe that I have the power to forgive sins. Why would I be talking to you? Because according to your faith, let it be. You know what I'm talking about? You don't believe that I am who I say I am anyway. Look what he said. He said, I say unto thee, Arise and take up thy bed and go thy way in my house. And immediately he arose and took up the bed and went forth before them all, insomuch that they were all amazed and glorified God, saying, We've never seen it on this fashion. So that means the lame man just jumped up like a hawk, didn't he? Man been laid out with palsy, laid up in his bed, can't walk. Lord just told him, man, get up out your chair and walk. Man just jumped up, took off. Basically, man can't walk, you know what I'm talking about? You're all messed up. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody had to carry him around. Like when he never in that part, when he talking about covering the water, he said he couldn't never get in the water. When the angel come to cover the water at a certain period of time so they could be healed, he said every time I try to have my people put me in the water, somebody jumped down ahead of me, I can't get in. You know what I'm talking about? There's somebody that can't move in your lane, you can't walk right. That man took the lane, man. That lane man jumped up like a hard, didn't he? You know the hard is like a deer. Took off. Come on over here tomorrow, the 7th chapter, pardon me, about verse 31. We were dealt with him dealing with a dumb man, a blind man, and a lame man. Let's see if he did something for the deaf too. He said, again departed from the coast of Tyre and Zidon, he came unto the sea of Galilee through the midst of the coast of Decapolis. And they bring unto him one that was deaf, and had an impediment in his speech. And they beseeched him to put his hand upon him. And he took him aside from the multitude, and put his fingers into his ears, and he spit and touched his tongue. And looking up to heaven, he sighed and said unto him, After, that is, be open. And straightway his ears were opened, and the string of his tongue was loosed, and he spake plain. And he charged them that they should tell no man, but the more he charged them, so much more, the more a great deal they published it. And were beyond measure astonished, saying, He hath done all these things. He made both the deaf to hear and the dumb to speak. Now he didn't sit back there and they'll read that Isaiah 35 and totally admit that this man was testifying of the miracles that he came to perform. So you know, when you see these miracles that he performed, you know quite well that the Pharisees gonna be hard upset him. They're gonna want to do something to him. Let's see something about what he said about John. Come over here to Luke chapter I want to see about Luke chapter 6. This Luke chapter 7. Let's look about verse 19. See, all these things that he was doing, these were signs, wasn't it? They were supposed to know. The book said here telling you that this man is going to come, he's going to open the eyes of the blind, he's going to give all hearing, he's going to cause the dumb to speak, cause the dumb to sing, as it said, and that he'll cause the lame to leap out of heart. They seen all these men doing these things. Prophet never came to mind. That goes right along with what Paul said. He said every Sabbath day they did not hear the voice of the prophets. Because if they had heard the voice of the prophets and they would have seen that man doing these things, they would have known, and they would have been a robber in the way trying to take what belonged to him. They would have done that. They would have known who he was. Mark 7, verse 19. See, John calling unto him two of his disciples, Secondly, YESHUA saying, art thou he that should come, or we look for another? When the men were come unto him, they said, John the Baptist hath sent me unto thee, saying, art thou he that should come, or we look for another? And in that same hour he cured many of their infirmities and plagues and of evil spirits, and unto many that were blind he gave sight. Then YESHUA answering said unto them, go your way and tell John what things you have seen and heard, how the blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, to the poor the gospel is preached, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. Before we deal with verse 22, that's what y'all need to remember. You'll be blessed if God's word don't offend you. When people come to persecute you or speak evil of you, or some things go on in your life, like he said, by and by, when persecution and tribulation for the rise of the word, by and by they are offended, you are blessed individual, his word don't offend you. If YESHUA don't offend you and you're willing to stand and go through whatever and suffer whatever, blessed be you. If this word offends you, talk about it too hard, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to deal with that, what's the opposite of being blessed? Being down. Let's sit back and look at it. But why do you think that the Lord told tell them to tell John that? What was John born with from the womb? He was born with the Spirit from the womb. So that means John knew. Remember, John said YESHUA said, this is the Lamb of God taking away the sins of the world. John knew who he was. So that means John knew the scriptures. John knew the testimony. Why would you think the Lord sit there and tell John? They said, are you the one that should come, or should we look for another? And he told them to tell John, tell them that seen the things you've seen and heard. If he telling them to tell them the blind see, then he telling Isaiah 35 didn't fulfill the minute. He called the blind to see. When he told them the lame walk, was he not telling them the same thing? What was he read in Isaiah 35? When he told them the lepers are cleansed. We go look at the laws about what's supposed to be done for lepers being cleansed on. Do y'all know what prophet is the leper? Come on out here to 2 Kings 4 chapter. We'll show you the prophet that cleansed the leper. Where does it say? 2 Kings chapter 5, pardon me. About verse 1, then we're going to drop down. 2 Kings 5 and 1. Drop down a little bit. We're going to read everything. 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1. It says, now Naaman, the captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master and honorable, because by him Yah had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper. And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid, and she waited on Naaman's wife. And she said unto her mistress, would God my Lord were with the prophet that is in Samaria, he would recover him of his leprosy. And one went in and told his Lord, saying, thus and thus said the maid that is of the land of Israel. And the king of Syria said, go, and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. He departed and took with him 10 talents of silver, 600,000 pieces of gold, and 10 changes of raiment. And he brought the letter to the king of Israel, saying, now when this letter is come unto thee, behold, I have therewith sent Naaman my servant to thee, that thou may recover him of his leprosy. And it came to pass, when the king of Israel had read the letter, he rent his clothes and said, am I God to kill and to make alive? But this man doth send unto me to recover a man of his leprosy. Wherefore consider, I pray you, and see how he seek a quarrel against me. And it was so, when Elisha the man of God had heard that the king of Israel rent his clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, wherefore hast thou rent thy clothes? Let him come down to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel. Now then they just asked, is he the one we're supposed to be looking for? So when these lepers got cleansed, they would have known that there's a prophet in Israel when he did these things. Because Elisha had already set the stage. You see, when he told them, all y'all need to be going, you need to be going through all that. This man come through here, they won't know as a prophet of Israel. When they seen this man, when he tell them to tell John, blind see, the deaf hear, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, they would know he's that prophet. Remember he said a prophet like unto Moses. Remember how he kept saying, are you that prophet? Then they just, you see him a couple times, they didn't say he wasn't a prophet, they said, was you that prophet? He said, when you see these lepers get cleansed, you'll know, because when they sit back to report back to John, and John will know, that's the one I wouldn't. John already being a Levite, and that's right from the womb, filled with the ruach from the womb, he already know what time it is. The works going to bear witness. Remember, he said, the works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me, right? So when we see see Elisha cleaning lepers, and we see in Isaiah writing of a man healing all these maladies, then that would bear witness that he's the Messiah. I really not. Let's see what else Elisha say. So Naaman came with his horses and chariots and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, Go wash in Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come unto thee, and thou shalt be clean. He said, But Naaman was wroth and went away and said, Behold, I thought surely he would come out to me and stand and call on the name of Yahweh his God and strike his hand over the place and recover the leper. See, he thought he was going to do some great, magnificent thing. When you see when Yahshua cleansed people of leprosy, he didn't do no stuff like that, did he? He just simple stuff. Some of them, he just, look how he did the blind, the deaf dude. He just spit on his finger and put it in his ear. They went away with it. You know what I'm saying? They went away with it. When the blind people, what did he do? He spit on the in his finger and checked their eyes. One of the dudes, he put clay on it. Some of the people were healed just because they touched him. Because it was their faith that they was believed. Look what he told him to do. Just get in the water and wash 7 times and straight. What do you think that's going to take for him to do that? It's going to take faith. He said, according to your faith, be it unto you. You got to believe that whatever God says he can accomplish, he will accomplish it. That man said, man, I thought you were going to do something great. He said, no, I'm going to do something great, but if you believe if my God is able to do it, how about you get in that water and wash 7 times? Just that simple. You think that's a difficult thing to do? You just think you go wash 7 times? That's just how easy it is just to believe in God. Just go wash in that pool 7 times. And you'll be cleansed. If you just believe and walk in this man's word, you'll be cleansed. That's it. It ain't that difficult. It ain't no that. The man ain't got to do no wow. It don't work like that. That's because you see, he was wrong. I mean, the only one. He said, what? I thought you were going to do this. Tell me the wrong. Look what else he said now. Look what he say about the river Jordan too. Because you know the word Jordan means? It's river of righteousness. It's river of righteousness. So you got to believe it's a river of righteousness. Oh, that's what's the name for that. Let's see if God should all right. You're not over there. So he says, are not Abaddon and Paphos, rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters in Israel? Man not washing them to be clean? So he turned and went away in rage. And the servants came in and spake unto him and said, My father, if the prophet had bid me to do some great thing, would thou have not done it? How much rather then when he said to thee, Wash and be clean? So how much more greater it is all the man told you to wash and be clean? Isaiah 1:16. We sit back and we looking for God to have to do some old great old thing. How's so much easier for you to do this than wash and be clean? Listen what he tell you. Wash ye and make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before my eyes and cease to do evil. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. How about you wash yourself and learn to do well? How about you get yourself clean? Y'all still told the disciples you clean from the word that I spake unto you. He told you he wanted to present himself a glorious church, sanctified by the washing of water by the word, a glorious body, a glorious synagogue without spot, wrinkle, or blemish. All you got to do, he said, man, if he asks you to do something great, some of y'all, if the Lord asks you to do something great, he'll take off and do it. He said, how much more hard he just said is wash and be clean. This thing is not as hard as we make it out to be. 2 Corinthians 11 chapter. We get back over here to what we dealing with in John 7. 2 Corinthians 11 chapter. Let me call it. See, because knowing her, she probably waiting on me to go. Hold on one second. 2 Corinthians 11:1. Don't have some fun? Oh, wait. Y'all hold on. Let me get this old cleaner here. But that makes sense to y'all. You see how simple that was? You see, he was angry. That's what a lot of people turn from God now, because they get angry because they think God's supposed to do some great, magnificent work. And the thing is really simple. What's going on, man? Happy birthday to you, man. Everybody want to say happy birthday to Derek? Yeah, wow, now she's gonna call back. Hold on. Hey, I can use one of y'all phone. Hold on 1 second, Bear. Bear, I'm gonna put you on another line. You hear me? You hear me, Bear? Alright, so this is in 2 Corinthians 11. On what? No, 1 second. I appreciate it. Alright, so 2 Corinthians 11 chapter, verse 1. It says, would to God. Alright. Say, would to God. Here in 2 Corinthians 11 1. It says, would to God you would bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I'm jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I espouse you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to the Messiah. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that's in the Messiah. You see, he said this thing was simple. Because didn't the Lord give him a simple commandment in the beginning? Because he took you back to the beginning. He gave him a simple commandment. Y'all can eat from whatever tree you want to eat from. Just don't mess with that one there or you won't die. That's simple, isn't it? Wasn't difficult, wasn't complex, simple commandment. He came through and beguiled her with his subtlety. Some of y'all still being beguiled by people's subtlety because you're too simple in your thinking and thinking these people care about you and all they want you to do is go to hell with them. They came through and they told you what you wanted to hear, played with y'all love, and some of y'all just as simple as Eve here right now in your day. It don't make no sense to do. This thing is simple with God. Do what he say, you get results. Don't do what he say, you get results. But the results you're going to get and the results you're going to desire. Not at the end of the day. Come on back over here to Luke 7. Boy, I feel like I got a cotton pre-workout. I'll never take one of them again. That's you folks. I'm straight on that. I might try another brand. Never try that brand again. Man, that C4 made my heart about to jump out my chest. You were in all that night, was Glove Wars, though. Good grief. Well, I was talking about 1,000 words per second. Heart about this here. And you sit there and see the thing and say you're supposed to take a half of it. I done took the whole thing. I'm sweating. I ain't even started lifting yet. When we go back to Luke 7:22. This man told these people to go their way. Now he said the dead are raised, and to the humble, the poor, to the humble, the gospel is preached. Now you know what is, we not gonna go read it. What prophets raise people from the dead? Any of y'all know what prophet raised people from the dead? Elijah and Elisha. So we sitting back and he's seeing that all these things he's coming through fulfilling these things because it makes sense for him to tell John this. John knows the scripture. John knows these men raised the dead. He following this imprint. John knows what Isaiah say. He knows these things. So when he sit back and see it, he can tell them, that's the one. So when we go back to John 11 chapter, to see what these men, why they wanted to rob him since they weren't talking about all these miracles he had them perform. Here in verse 45. He said, then many of the Jews which came to Mary had seen the things which YESHUA did, believed on him. But when some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things YESHUA had done, then gathered the chief priests and Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man do many miracles. And if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. So what were they trying to steal from him, man? They were trying to steal his wife. They were trying to steal his wife. They were more concerned about the Romans taking away something from them that didn't even belong to them. Didn't even belong to them. Because you know that's why he told them don't tell nobody I'm the Messiah or they're going to kill me for my wife. They know who my wife is and what I'm coming to do. He said, don't tell them. How many times you told the disciples, don't tell people who I am? But right before they got to kill him, they said, we adjure thee. They said, we swear. Tell us if you be the Messiah, the Son of the living God. He told them. And after that, what did they say? Kill him. Because they wanted what he is. Why would you want to kill somebody other than to take their belongings? You know what I'm talking about? They were coming to wrong. What else? Remember, they took all his garments too. But remember what we read in Proverbs 1? When he said, some take, look at Proverbs 1. Look what they were doing. They were coming to take what was his. They were coming to steal. They were robbers. We look at Matthew 23 and it shows you where they were robbers. Oh, that's why I'm like that, because we usually got a family. We ain't working for one. Proverbs 1 about verse 10. Remember, this is dealing with Judas. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. That's what they were looking to. They were looking to fill their house with spoil. Look at Matthew 23. Let's see what the Lord said in right with. That ain't no different than these false preachers now, whether they be Israelites or whether they be on there Sunday. They looking to fill their houses up with spoil. Matthew 23 and about verse 13. Praise the Lord. He said, but woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For you neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that will enter in to go in. And woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore you shall receive the greater damnation. Now we know a lot of these women out here ain't true widows, but they show they beat up these people's houses. How many of y'all have ever seen them do? They say they run a little game by saying, send me your last $10 and tell them your story, because they say they know some little old grandma somewhere that'll hear that and be like this talking to me, and send them $10. Some of y'all know a whole bunch of old black women that sit back and watch TV all day, every day, sending them people their money. But come on around here to Luke, because he said they were covetous. Because when you covetous, that means you want some money. That means you love them for money 24/7, 365. And this is Luke 16, 5 verse 11. I seen the dude the other day say he would love if he see T.D. Jakes preach. He said, that's a powerful man of God. I said, boy, that nigga, that's wild. I ain't know nothing about the word, but he ain't never moved me. That nigga, you're a good businessman though. They put this man on the cover of Business Inc. and said the business of the gospel or some old nonsense like that. They said, you hustling God's word. What type of crap is that? He said, if you therefore ye have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches? See, a lot of y'all ain't been faithful with this unrighteous money you got. God ain't gonna give you his riches. Didn't he say he give you durable riches? So he gonna give you that. You can't even be trusted with his unrighteous stuff. He said, if you've been not faithful in that which is another man's, who shall give you that which is your own? No servant can serve two masters. That's some of y'all problem. You still trying to be in the world and with God. You can't do both. You can't toe the line. If you're gonna serve God, then serve God. You're gonna serve the world, then serve the world. Just know you're going to hell. Because you can't two serve two. I told the Israelite dude to say he got upset, so you saying you can't get no money? Ain't nobody said you couldn't get no money. Ain't nobody said you couldn't do nothing but have means to generate you some farm. But the thing is though, that money can't come before God, because eventually sun gonna shut. That's why that rich man wasn't willing to give up everything that he had. Remember when the Lord told him to sell all everything you got and follow me? He wasn't willing to do that because he loved his possessions and his money more than he loved God. He wasn't willing to give that up. When it comes to some of these things we still holding on to, whether it be people, whether it be items, whether it be places, you ain't willing to give that up. You're going to walk away sad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And you're not going to be many perfect. He told that man, if you want to reach perfection, give up everything that you got and come follow me. Come make that sacrifice and abandon all and come follow me. Come take up your cross daily and follow me. Some of y'all ain't willing to do that. Y'all going to do just like average young ruler. You're going to walk away sad because you got too many possessions. You got too much weight you hold on to you don't want to drop. That's why the writer of Hebrews told you, Let's lay aside every weight and the sin that easily beset us, and let us run the way with patience. But you done trained before. You ever trained with a weighted vest on? You already know you can't get top speed with that weighted vest on, can you? You don't say that. What you say? You know what I'm saying? If you can get top speed with a weighted vest on, you're a bad man. But that weighted vest is gonna slow you down. So that means for you to get top speed, you gonna have to do what? You have to take that weight off. Right now, y'all still trying to hold that weight on and think you're going to elevate with God. You're going to drown. Verse 13, let it again. He said, no servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. And the Pharisees also, who were covetous, heard all these things and they derided them. They mocked him. They ridiculed him. You know what I'm talking about? Because all they cared about was money. They were looking to take. They were looking to take what was God. They weren't looking to give nothing to God. They were looking to take what was God. That's why they derided him and ridiculed him. 2 Peter chapter 2. That's what these people out here doing to us. And we love it. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. And we love it. We sit back and look at that, but I want y'all to consider that now. That this ruler wasn't able to give up what he had, and the things of his life were holding him down. And some of y'all got the things in this life is holding you down, and you're not going to ever be able to elevate because you're still holding on to stuff you ain't got no business holding on to. You need to drop that weight. 2 Peter, 2nd chapter, 1st verse. He said, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bringing upon themselves swift destruction. So Lord, just took that direction because I missed know the walrus, man. Because I really look like, you don't look like the walrus, really don't. You really do, though. I mean, I ain't trying to be fun, I'm dead serious. But, TDJ. You look like a walrus, man. You got a ball on here, too. Y'all needed some whiskers. But you sit back and look at it, that's what he's doing. Don't you teach damn heresies? He denied the Lord and everything he said for. And look what he do. He said, men shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. These people say the law of bondage. Can't nobody keep that law. It's been done away with, following after his wicked ways. And look what he said they do. And through cleverness, they shall with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now in a long time linger not, and their damnation slumber not. They make merchandise. How much stuff is, what's that dude doing talking about selling a prayer cloth? And people buy it. People buy it. They sell people water. Come on, man. You're talking about, these people got Jerusalem down there in Orlando. Niggas pay money to go. Why would you want to pay money to see some long little white boy walk around, man, with a robe on? And then they ain't even probably like the road. And you know it's Roman road, so you know that means it's easy access, because you know how the Romans get down. These niggas is going crazy because of the 2014 naked edition of ESPN magazine. These people been doing this for over 10 years. Now because I guess because they seen Serena and Venus on it, oh these sluts, these hoes, you mean to tell these y'all niggas just found out ESPN been doing it? They've been doing this for a long time. But y'all, you don't know why they would have this naked issue, or this body issue as they call it. You don't know why they do that. Do y'all know where the word gymnasium come from? You know where the word gymnasium come from? Where it come from? Go in like it. Huh?
Just said it last week. I think you did talk on it.
The gymnasium comes from the Romans, from the Greeks. Yeah, they used to teach their little wisdoms, but they used to do athletic activities butt naked. That was the Olympics we told them they were butt naked. But the gymnasium, they were in there butt naked. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta remember, most sports as we know it now, it comes from the Greeks and the Romans. You know what I'm saying? That's the basis of it. That's where it comes from. So that's why ESPN got this issue with athletes butt naked, because that's how they did their first athletic activity. Butt booty naked. Okay, it's a Greek Roman custom, Greco-Roman custom. But it's just funny how these dudes like, I told the dude like, man, you not know they've been doing it. ESPN magazine's been doing a body issue since its inception. ESPN the magazine probably been out since maybe 98, 99, maybe 2000, somewhere in there. It's been out a long time. Like, this ain't the first one. These ain't the first set of black people doing it. When they had Tyson Chandler around here putting all these pictures, this nigga butt naked, ain't nothing you niggas said nothing about that. All I seen was black women lusting about it. Venus and Serena, but now y'all want to take off. These smart, but I guarantee it's probably not the first time Venus and Serena did that. They put the same people in. How many athletes you gonna put in ESPN? It's the same people. Come on back over here to Job 18. And you know the Romans were freaky now. Some freaky people. But that's what the people were robbing from the Lord, though. They wanted to take his inheritance. They wanted to take his wife. They say the snare is laid for him in the ground and the trap for him in the awakening of verse 10. What was that snare in that trap? Who laid the snare in the trap? Paul, remember who laid the snare in the trap? Matthew 26. Matthew 26 and 14. He said, then one of the 12 called Judas Iscariot went unto the chief priests and said unto them, what will you give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covered with him for 30 pieces of silver. And from that time he saw opportunity to betray him. So now he's sitting back and he's letting go to he set in the trap. He's setting the snare. How are they going to go get him? We'll take back with him. Come on back over here to Job. So we're going to play the role. Let's look at verse 13. Let's see what he says. Now we know if they terror shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him at his feet. We know YESHUA said in Matthew 26 he was exceedingly sorrowful even to death. That means it was some terror, it was some fear there wasn't. Some trepidation. Now the flesh gonna be like that. I'm gonna tell y'all something real. We can come up in a position where we might die, and if you may get nervous, there ain't no shame in that, because that's that flesh. Because even before the Lord know what he had to do, but his flesh still called him to be nervous then. To be like, he said, man, I'm going to have to die. Man, Father, look here. You know, you want to fill in the book with that cup, man. Look here, man. It ain't possible, man. You can want something out of him. You know, let that cup pass. You know, you want something out. You know, your will be done. But, you know, if it's possible. That's what he said. It can be possible. If it's possible, can you let that slide?
He said,
hey, that's butt, man. You got to throw that in there a couple times. You might even, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's possible, you know. This is awful. Slip and slide. I mean, if you sit back and look at it, that's the natural reaction of the flesh. And the flesh is going to want to stay alive. That's why a lot of y'all have problems with ceasing from things. We talked about it last week, now, dude. I think y'all have a lot of problems with ceasing with things because your flesh trying to stay alive and you won't mortify it. You're not even cognizant or even aware of when your flesh is welling up. You thinking it's nothing, that be your flesh, because the flesh doesn't want to perish. Come on back over here in verse 13. Let's see what it says in Job 18. Job 18. He says in verse 13, it shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Now, if we see him talking about the firstborn of death shall devour his strength, who the firstborn of death? Y'all know who the firstborn of death is? Come on out here to Colossians chapter 1. Everybody cool? Everybody right? Colossians chapter 1 about verse 12. Let's sit back and look at it. Colossians chapter 1 verse 12, he said the firstborn of death going to devour this man's strength. He said, giving thanks unto the Father which has made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. You see, now that's what y'all need to sit back and look at. That you need to give thanks to God that he allowed you to be partakers of the inheritance with the set apart ones in life, in his son. Because he said the wicked, they life been put out. So if you partakers with the saints in life, that means you have life, means you have an opportunity to add life. He's allowed you to be a partaker of the inheritance of everlasting life and to dwell in the land which he swore to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He said, who have delivered us from the power of darkness and translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, whom he had redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions dominions, or principalities, or powers, or all things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. He is the head of the body, the assembly, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. So when we sit back and we looking at Job talking about the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. He's the firstborn of the dead, isn't he? Now why would we sit here and talk about somebody's strength being devoured? Who is he referring to? He's going to eat up somebody's strength. Matthew 27. See, this is one of these things you do when you live right. They don't look at this stuff and say, this stuff don't matter. Matthew 27:1. You know, we know full well they ain't saying the firstborn of death going to devour someone's strength for no reason. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against YESHUA to put him to death. When they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate the governor. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned, and that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, what is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed, and went and hanged himself. So when he seen that he was condemned, the firstborn of death had him devoured his strength. Now didn't it? He had no more strength to stand no living man when he killed himself. Because of the firstborn of the dead. Because now we finna get into what we looking in this Job 18, they finna start talking about Judas. Listen what he say. Come on back over here to verse 14. I should not call that, because this thing has a lock system that was way too intricate for my taste. It says, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, it shall bring him to the king of terrors. That sounds like what happened to Judas, doesn't it? His confidence came out of his body now. He said, it shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is one of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. If brimstone scattered upon his habitation, what are you just telling him about? Then YESHUA tell Pilate, come on out here, John. See what he told John. What he told Pilate to John. John 19. Somebody big going here. John 19 and 10. John 19 and 10. That was funny because when we were talking to these men and they were talking fast, I said, look here, man, don't y'all know all this stuff this man did is written? This is going forward to show that Judas know he wasn't a prophet. If Judas wasn't a prophet, he would have known this was about him. He would have did what he did, now would he? He said, then said Pilate unto him, speak thou not unto me. Know thou that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee? YESHUA answered, thou hast no power at all against me, except it was given thee from above. Therefore he that delivered me unto thee have the greater sin. Sound like to me, Judas got a greater sin. Because what did he say about Judas? Come on over here to Matthew 26. Look what he said about Judas. You call that? Alright. Matthew 26. Matthew 26 and about verse 20. And we have to sit back and look at this up. When we disobedient to this man's word, how are we any different than Judas? We ain't no different than Judas. He said, now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, truly I say unto you that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, he that dipped his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man go as it was written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Now he said brimstone going to be scattered on his habitation. Where the brimstone going to be at? Anybody know where brimstone going to be at? Let's look at Revelation chapter 21. That's why I'm sitting here telling these stupid niggas ain't nowhere in the world he was going to be an apostle and he's going to hell. Y'all can think of any apostle, y'all can think of that going to hell. Look like you think of any apostle going to hell. What about you, bro? Huh?
You said no.
Oh, okay. I just had to know what I know. I just had to give him an extra rub and that. He already know that. Revelation 21:7. He said, he that overcomes shall inherit all things. I will be his God. He shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burn with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So when Judas come up to deceive the Lord and betray him, what would that make him? That would make him a liar. And then the book said he was a thief. Y'all heard that grown man say just because the book said he was a thief didn't mean he stole. But yet it say right there because it says his apostles were with him. Judas had to be an apostle. But when the book said he was a thief, that don't mean he didn't steal. And what type of sense that make? If I call somebody a thief, what that mean they do? They steal. That's just like calling somebody a child molester, but he don't molest children. That doesn't make any sense. That's pure insanity. Nevertheless, come on back over here to Job. Back to Job. Where we stopped at? Verse 15. We say he shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His root shall be dried up beneath, and above his branch should be cut off. Because what David prayed in Psalms that he wouldn't have no prosperity in earth, brother. That he wouldn't have no seed. He said his remembrance shall perish from the earth. He shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. That they that come after him shall be astonished as they that went before were affrighted. Such surely are the dwellings of the wicked. And this is the place of them that know my God. Because if Jesus know God, he wouldn't have did what he did. By the time he done what he done, it was too late. We have to sit back and look at it. This is what's going to happen to us if we disobedient to this man's word at the same time. This man said this is the dwelling place of the wicked and the place of them that know not God. You're not going to have a remembrance in the earth. You're not going to have a name in the earth. That man said the name of the wicked shall be extinguished from the earth. They're not going to come to remember. You already heard. Those whose name are not written in the book of life, there's no remembrance of God, of you before God. Your dwelling place is to have brimstone in your habitation. That's something you got to look out of your mind, man. We started it a different way, and the Lord came and brought it back to you. Now, you're going to be disobedient. This is your dwelling place. This is the place I got for you. You're going to be where Judas at. Even though it's a testimony of Judas, you're going to be where Judas at. And your name's going to be blotted out of the earth. And you're not going to have nowhere to dwell. And I'm going to make sure brimstone be in your habitation. I'm going to chase you out of the earth. Look at the 20th chapter of the same book. Let's see what verse we're going to read. Look at verse 14. He said, yet meat in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of ass within him. He has swallowed down riches, he shall vomit them up again, God shall cast him out of his belly. We just seen that with Jesus, didn't we? He covered it with him for some silver, right? But then God called him to throw him back up and he gave him back. And that's what he did, didn't he? Mm-hmm. He shall suck the poison of ass, the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow down according to his substance, shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Even when Judas sat back and he gave back the money, they told him, hey man, we ain't got nothing to do. You need to see that yourself. You need to see that yourself. He said, even still, that 30 pieces of silver still got restored. You have to sit back and look at it. This man told you that what you labor for, you're not going to be able to swallow it down. You're going to go vomit it up again. You're going to keep going on and chasing after the things of this life, chasing after the things of this world. The Lord going to let you get it, and you're going to spit it right back up again. And then you're going to go promise you, and it's going to go by. And this man still going to require your blood for his son's blood because you claimed out. Oh, let his blood be on our children's children. That's a heavy thing there, man. Got to sit back and look at it. It's a serious matter. Let's jump over here to Job 21 and 27. When we already touched on in the tab. But let's jump over here to Job 21 and 27. We read it before. We see it, anybody call it. Matter of fact, before we look at that, come on over here to Ezekiel 11 and verse 1. Then we call it Job 21, 27. It's serious now. That man made a grievous error. A grievous error. We want to make that. Did any of y'all see that photograph? The photograph of I ascertained that it was from Target with the t-shirt with the monkey body on it with the little black baby's face on top. That's horrible. But hey, that's how they feel about it. Y'all heard what? Body count though? 11 and 1. Ezekiel 11 and 1. He said, moreover, the Spirit lifted up and brought me unto the east gate of Yahweh's house which looked eastward. And behold, the door of the gate, 25 men, among whom I saw Jezaniah the son of Azor, and Pelathiah the son of Benaiah, princes of the people. And then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief, and give wicked counsel in the city. Which say it is not near, let us build houses, this city is the cauldron, and we be the flesh. Therefore prophecy against them, prophecy, O son of man. And the Spirit of Yah fell upon me, and said unto me, Speak, thus saith Yah, thus have you said, O house of Israel, for I know the things that come into your mind, every one of them. Now we gotta sit back and look at it. This man say, I know the thoughts that come into your mind, every single solitary last one. Now why does that make sense for us? Now let's look at Job 21 and 27. Job 21 and 27. He said, Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. Now, have you read something already this evening, Little Muffin, what's what pertains to this? What'd you say? What we read that pertains to that, Little Muffin? Precisely. And every time he said something and he perceived in their thoughts, who is this man here that he can forgive sin? Would he not wrongfully imagine things against him? How many times did he sit there and he heard these people's thoughts and he got them? See, let's go on to another location and let's find that. Let's look over here in Matthew. Matter of fact, we can go to Mark, the 3rd chapter. That's better. Mark 3 and about verse 20. Can I get a beverage there? Can you give us one? If not, I'm not your friend anymore. He's not a very nice guy. He's not a very nice guy at all. He said the multitude came together again so that they could not so much eat bread. And when his friends heard it, they went out and laid hold on him, for they said he was beside himself. And the scribes which came down from Jerusalem said he had Beelzebub, and by the prince of devils cast he out devils. And he said unto them, and he called unto them and said unto them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan? If a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house shall not stand. So you have to sit back and look at that. This is what he's telling them. Some of y'all divided against yourself. Some of y'all divided against yourself. Some of y'all still trying to seek after the world and seek after your flesh, and that's causing you to be divided against yourself. That's why you can't stand on the word. You ain't even consider, I can't continue to be like that. It's going to have to be some manner of separation from what I'm doing. For me to be able to stand, I have to be rooted in God's word. If I'm not rooted in God's word, I'm going to fall. That makes sense to anybody? That you're going to fall. You think you're going to be able to continue to stand and do that? Come back to Matthew 9. We didn't went there for a reason. Now we can already read a couple spots where they perceive their thoughts. Let's just look at Matthew 9. 9 about her too. And behold, they brought him to a man sick of the palsy, laying on the bed. Yeshua, seeing their faith, said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, be of good cheer, thy sins be forgiven of thee. And behold, certain scribes said within themselves, This man blasphemed. They wrongfully imagined the Bible. They saying he blasphemed. They saying he blasphemed, and they say he sinned. He said, Yeshua, knowing their thoughts, said, Wherefore think ye evil in your heart? Because if you wrongfully imagine evil against somebody, that evil book just called him out. These people just think that he's sitting there being able to perceive these people thought this was in there for no reason. How many of y'all thought he just had that in there just because it just was there? You thought it was there just to be there? No. What about you? You thought it was there just to be there? But now we see why it did. We got 2 witnesses established that, didn't we? He said, Ezekiel said, I know every thought coming in your mind, every one of them. Because what did you read about the rulers? That's why we read Ezekiel first time. He said the men who had those evil thoughts in their heart were rulers, didn't he? Go back and look at Ezekiel and see what he said. Now, he said they were rulers. He said they were princes. Ezekiel 11:1. He said, Moreover, the Spirit lifted me up and brought me unto the east gate of Yah's house, which looked eastward, and behold, at the door of the gate, 25 men, among whom I saw Jezaniah the son of Azor, and Pelathiah the son of Benaiah, princes of the people. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in this city. When you sat back and you look at it, they were devising mischief in their heart. What mischief? Remember, he said in Proverbs 6, it said 6 things he hates, 7 are abomination. He said a heart that devises wicked imaginations. We just read in John 11, these men conspired to kill the man. Devising wicked imagination. And we have to sit back and look at it. Y'all devise wicked imagination when you disobey the man word, because you ain't no different than the people that screamed out, crucify him, crucify him. That man said that's abominable in his eyesight, devise wicked imaginations in your heart. He said that's abominable. Now you sit back and you see in these rulers, he said they devising mischief in their heart. This is the wrong thing. She just realized that. So we have to sit back and look, because that's what they were doing. Then they say this city is for us. We seen the scribes and Pharisees were coming. They were looking to take out the people. You know what the Lord told these people? He said, you tied the anise and the cumin. He said, but you overlook the weighty matters of the law. Love, mercy, judgment, faith. Ain't that what scribes and Pharisees looked over? Because they were looking over what they could get out of the people, because it said they were covetous. This is what they desired. So they were desiring mischief all through the city. And what these scribes and Pharisees came back to do? The same thing the rulers did. Same thing the rulers did. They did the exact same thing, did they not? They devised in their heart mischief. Yeshua knew every time these men were devising mischief in their heart. And he got it. Oh man, I appreciate you. Somebody give him a tip. Oh man. I was going to give him a good tip. Don't be dead sad while riding the city bus.
Well, it's only big 7 in the morning if you claim to put the books in there.
Well, I don't know. He don't care. He don't mind breaking wind anyway. Believe it or not. He don't mind. He'll spank you right on out of that. He spanked you out of it. Lucky for you. Lucky for you. Well, let's come back over here to we don't have to take too much longer. Let's go over here to Jeremiah. You see over here Jeremiah. Let me finish this on out. Where we at? We are. We're alright. We're going too long. We ain't way too short. The other day we didn't have no time when somebody told me I take too long. Guess what I say? I don't care. I don't care. 18 and 18. Jeremiah 18:18. He said, then said they come. Then said they come. Let us devise devices against Jeremiah. For the law shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor word from the prophet. Come, let us smite him with the tongue, and let us not give heed to any of his words. Now we just read that these people said, let's smite him with the tongue. They just told these people he cast out devils by the prince of devils, did it not? We sat there and they said, this man is mad, this man is insane. Let's look at John 7 and let's see if they smited him with the tongue with their word. John chapter 7, about verse 49. Everybody cool? You can still hear me over there? It's not verse 49. John 7, about verse 40. He says, many of the people thereof, when they heard this saying, said of the truth, this is the prophet. Others said, this is the Messiah. But some said, shall the Messiah come out of the lake? Have not the scripture said the Messiah come out of the seed of David, not the town of Bethlehem where David was? So there was division among the people because of him. And some of them would have taken him, but no man laid hands on him. Then came the officers to the chief priests and Pharisees, and they said unto them, why have you not brought him? The officers answered, never man spake like this man. Then answered them the Pharisees, are you also deceived? Have any of the rulers or the Pharisees believed on him? But the people who know not the law are cursed. So you have to sit back and look at it. Don't let boy. Don't let boy. Somebody looking over there, you want a donut?
I thought to
2 times what?
8 seconds.
Look at you. So you know how long to heat them in out.
It does say I'm trying to follow.
It does. That means they give you the tip.
You look it up. These people smite this man on the tongue all the time. Then they say don't take heed to none of his words. Come on out here to Matthew 20. Let's see if they'll take heed to any of their words. Why over? We'll bring it on the noise. 20. Really, man? Matthew 21, actually. Really? All that? Sound like a fat person.
Say, pussy is gone.
Really?
Don't make sound when he's doing it. You gotta eat the tongue.
Oh, wait a minute. That's highly disturbing. Highly disturbing. Matthew 21, about verse 41. Makes it 37. It said, but last of all he said unto him his son, saying, you will reverence my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir, come, let us kill him, let us seize on his inheritance. And go back to them, robbers want to take what belonged to him. Because that's what Satan came and did in the garden, didn't it? That's why YESHUA had to come back to destroy the works of the devil, because he wanted to take that inheritance. From the beginning, we see him looking at Adam. He wasn't looking at old man Adam dying to try to take his inheritance. He was trying to show that he wanted to take YESHUA's inheritance from the beginning. That's why Satan came up and offered him all the kingdoms of the earth. If you can turn down your inheritance to take this, I'll win. That's what he's looking for. You know what I'm talking about? We've always written that it was going to come up that Satan would offer him all these kingdoms. But this is the objective of getting him to do it. Let me see what you desire more. See, with Adam and Eve, they desired what they could see versus what they couldn't see at the time. He said they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. When the Lord therefore of that vineyard come, what will he do unto those husbandmen? They say unto him, he will miserably destroy him. He will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their season. That's what y'all gotta sit back and look at. If y'all don't want to sit back and render this man fruits in their season, he'll get rid of you and let somebody else in there who'll do it. Don't never get so comfortable to think, boy, I got an opportunity to be a part of a congregation and hear the word, because if you don't want to render God fruits meet for repentance in the season, he'll be just like he did that fig tree. What he did that fig tree? You know what he did that fig tree? He cursed it, didn't he? He said, let it not bring forth no fruit no more. And when they came back to it, it was withered. Remember I told you about a man being reprobate came over like a flapjack. See, come over here to 2 Thessalonians. It might be 1 Thessalonians. Look what he said he did. 1 Thessalonians, thank the Lord, he took straight on to it. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 14. He said, for ye brethren, become followers of the synagogues of God, which in Judea are in the Messiah YESHUA. For ye also have suffered like things of your own countrymen even as they have of the Jew. I'm going to tell you the worst enemy that our people going to have is going to be from our own people. You know what I'm talking about? I put it to you this way. Ice Cube said in the song one time, he said when they shoot, they're not going to send a cracker. They're going to use somebody much blacker. When you sit back and you look at all the civil rights organizations that failed, who did they use to take them down? A white man didn't take any of them down. Who shot and killed Malcolm? Muslims. Who took down Huey Newton? Other black people. You know what I'm talking about? Only person they claim a white man took down Martin Luther King. They don't tell me who actually shot him.
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Say James Earl Ray. Well, now I'm thinking about the wrong movie, but that's his name though. James Earl Ray. That's who they blame it on. But if you look at all these organizations that were imploded and destroyed, it was another black man that did it. When you look at y'all too, did the Romans want to kill him or did the Jews want to kill him? The Jews want to kill him. You know what I'm talking about? So when we sit back and look at it, when it get down to the nitty gritty, it's going to be our own people that's going to be like, hey man, oh you want to know what some niggas that teaching that word that place for? Them niggas going to kill him. Yes, sir, I infiltrate. I'm telling you. Verse 15, listen what he said. Who both killed the Lord Yeshua and their own prophets and have persecuted us, and they please not God and are contrary to all men. Y'all got to understand and look at that. These people gonna come, they killed the Lord, they killed the prophets aforetime. Thank the Lord. Come on over here, we come back to Matthew 21. Come over here to Job 30 and 8, just a refresher, and then come right on by. I believe we done dealt with this before. We done dealt with it before. Let's see if we have no. He said they were children of fools, yea, the children of base men, they were violent in the earth. Come on, Matthew 23. Let's sit back and look at it. When we walk in disobedience, he said they were children of fools. When you're a base man, I mean you're a low man. The children of fools. Matthew 23 and verse 21. Oh no, that's a little too high. About verse 29. He said, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would have not been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore you be witnesses unto yourselves that you are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fear you of them the measure of your fathers. When we show back that we disobeying this man's word, we show forth that we're the children of fools and the children of these base men who killed the prophets because they were disobedient and didn't want to hear or take heed to any of the words of the prophet. When we sit back and we look at it, Jeremiah 18, what we looking at, that man say, let us not give heed to any of his words. When we go back, we got to go back to Matthew 21. He told them, haven't you read that the stone has become the stone of the head has become the headstone of the corner, and this is marvelous to us because this is y'all's doing. And whoever this stone fall upon is going to blind the power. Because these men have rejected the word of God. And they rejected the counsel of God against their own selves. When we sit back and we hear the word, and the man telling us which way to go and how we ought to live, and to be able to believe on him, and we reject it, we doing the same thing they're doing. We rejected his counsel against ourselves, which shows that we're children of fools and base men. Because what did men say when they said, when Pilate say, I'm innocent in this just man's blood? What did the people cry? What did the people cry? No, they said, let his blood be on us and our children's children. That's what he said. That means we sit back and we disobedient to this man's word. We showing forth that we are their children. Because what did he just tell them then? He said we wouldn't have been partakers with our fathers when they killed the prophets and built their grave. The Lord told them, you just bear witness against yourself. You ain't children. You ain't children. When you sit there and say, oh, we wouldn't have did that, you just show, yeah, you one of them niggas. So when we sit back and we disobedient, we stubborn, we reject the counsel, we reject the wisdom, we want to talk trash against the servants of God, then it's just so forth. You the children of fools, you the children of base men, you violate anything in the earth. That's a serious thing right there. That's a serious thing right there. And then that man blood on your hands. We just read it last week where it said, hey man, let the blood of Abner be on your ass. So you sit back and look at the blood of Yeshua going to be on you because you their children. You their offspring. When they stood out and said, let his blood be on our children's children, they were talking about you. You don't want that to be you. You don't want that to be you. It's got to fall on somebody. You want it to fall on you? What about you? Any of y'all want that blood to fall on y'all? Blood on my husband's man? Blood on the innocent man? You want that blood to fall on you? You want to sit up and say, yeah, I'm their children. Who wouldn't have raised their hand and say, I'm a children of basement and fools? Because you got to be a fool to reject God. These people heard the word and rejected it. You got to be a fool. How stupid can you be? Come on back to Jeremiah 18. Because we know the law not going to perish from no priest. Matter of fact, thank the Lord. Come on back over here to thank the Lord. Luke 16. He said the law ain't going to perish from no priest. Matter of fact, make it 5, Matthew 5 and 17. Praise the Lord. That's all. Matthew 5 and 17. Said the law ain't going to perish from no priest. Listen to what he tells you now. He says, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Now, when I was a good, young, stupid individual, when I first read this Matthew 5:17, I think I might have first really read it. I was about 21 years old. I did not look at that and take that as the law was gone. How people look at that and take that the law is gone from that is beyond me. Because he said, I didn't come to destroy, I came to fulfill. I have enough common sense to know fulfill means complete. Complete don't mean end. Just mean complete. Look what he told him now. For truly I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. That sounds like the law ain't passing from no priest, now don't. Because he said ain't nothing going, the law won't be here till all been fulfilled. He said from the biggest thing to the smallest thing, it's not going to pass away. Look what else he said. He said, for whosoever therefore shall break one of the least of these commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. That means you're not getting in. But whosoever shall do, you see the first thing he said. What's the first thing he said? Whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. That's the number one thing. That's what I was going back to what we dealt with last week. That's what separates a Jew from a Hebrew Israelite. A Hebrew Israelite ain't going to do them. They'll teach you about them, but they ain't going to do them. I see the grown man say his job is not enlightenment. He says it's a fine line between enlightenment and judgment is not my thing. So thank the Lord. Come on over here to Psalms 37, since that just came to my mind. When I saw that, I wanted to laugh openly, but I kept it to myself, because I didn't want nobody to think I was crazy. Just to be laughing uncontrollably in the church. I didn't want nobody to think I was crazy. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. That has not yet been concluded from medical staff or psychological experts. Maybe you will, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I have not been tested. I have not been tested. Psalm 37 and 30. The mouth of the righteous speak wisdom, and his tongue talk of judgment. The law of God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watch the righteous and seek to slay him. Y'all will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. When y'all know the judge, he was judging the righteous man. He raised him from the dead. Wasn't the wicked sitting around, wasn't the scribes and Pharisees sitting around watching his man to slay him? But then it said his tongue speak of judgment. Many times Yeshua came and spoke judgment to these people. He told you, well, you thought them sinners in Salome who that time from were sinners above all sinners? He said, nay. He said, except you repent, you shall perish likewise. Is that not judgment? Is that not judgment? When them people came and told him, we desire a sign, he said, wicked and adulterous generation seek after a sign, and they'll get none. What we just read about the scribes and the Pharisees when he told them, you fill up the measures of your fathers, and then he told them, is that not judgment? Is that not judgment? Is he not telling them what's going to come upon them for their words? But a stupid, retarded nigga gonna sit back and say, there's a fine line between enlightenment and judgment, and I don't do judgment. 1 Corinthians 2, I'll show you why he don't do judgment. I'll show you why he don't do judgment. 1 Corinthians 2 and about verse 15. Matter of fact, thank the Lord. Maybe about verse 12. I'll show you why he don't do judgment. Don't you think, no mama, that a man of God should be able to execute the judgment? We ain't talking about picking up no stones, killing nobody. Don't you think you should be able to have the judgment? What do you say, what? I would think so myself, personally. That's just me. Hold on. Let's see what the book says. He said, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of God, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of God, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teach, but which the Ruach HaKodesh teach, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receives not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. That's why he don't judge. Because he ain't no spiritual man. Because the book just said, the righteous man speak wisdom, and his tongue talking judgment, and the law of God is in his heart. The law of God is in his heart. This is a spiritual man, because that's a new covenant. The word in the inward part. This is a spiritual man. This is YESHUA. You can judge all things. YESHUA judge all things, didn't he? So don't you think if you're a partaker in his spirit and you sit to teach his word, you should be able to judge all things? How am I enlighten somebody and not bring judgment? If I tell you that this is right and that's darkness, is that not a judgment call? What you think? Is that not a judgment call? If I say this is right and this is right and this is darkness, this is wrong, I just made judgment. I just told you if you do this wrong, you ought to go to hell. That doesn't make sense. That is an oxymoron statement for a man old enough to be some of y'all heads. Seriously. I might just say, that's why when you look what he told you in Job, he said aged men don't always have wisdom. I think all of us done seen, there's a lot of older people, they're not very wise. You know, some older people ain't very wise. I know plenty. I was locked up with a nigga, they call him old fool, nigga about 50 years old. I'm talking about, he might have been almost, he was not all the way 50, he was probably about 47, 48 years old, but he had the mental capacity of a 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad thing, especially for young men. Young men would rather look to a man older than him for wisdom. Because they were raised, since he's older than me, he should be able to have some jewels he can impart unto me. But most of the time you come across these older niggas, they about as dumb as we are. They can't tell me nothing. Oh yeah, come on back here to Matthew the 5th chapter. Let me get back to Jeremiah 18 to wrap this thing up. What time we at? 2:34. Look what he told you in verse 1. That's the key thing. He said do and teach them. You see, that's the first thing the Lord said is do. Then he said teach. That's the problem with most people. They ready to teach before they do. You got to do before you teach. He said, for I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Can't be no hypocrite. See, scribes and Pharisees, they said and didn't do. Matthew 23:1. Now he's sitting there talking to these people. He wasn't saying all of them was going to be teachers and scribes and Pharisees and all these things and rulers of the people. But he said your righteousness got to exceed there. Matthew 23:1. Then spake YESHUA to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. That means we have to exceed that. We can't say and not do it. We have to do what we say. That's what the scribes and Pharisees didn't do. They said, but they didn't do it. Our righteousness has to exceed that. That's why they were mad with the Lord. That's why they hated him without a call and said, let's speak against him with our mouth. Let's not hearken to his counsel. Everything that he told these people to do, they didn't do it. Because they were mad with God in the first place. Come on back over here to Jeremiah 18. Somebody else. Get on out here. We'll say it one more time. Jeremiah 18:18. He said, then said they, come, let us devise devices against Jeremiah, for the law shall not perish from the priests, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophet, come, let us smite with the tongue, and let us not give heed to any of the words. Give heed to me, O Yah, and hearken to the voice of them that contend with me. Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them, and to turn away thy wrath from them. Now he said they recompensed him evil for good. Who else had evil given unto them? Who did no evil? No, that was Joseph. Joseph came and gave a prophecy unto them about a vision that he had. Well, it was really a testimony of YESHUA with them bending down and worshiping him, talking about 11 sheep, giving obeisance. But he was also giving these dreams unto them. His brothers envied him, and they wanted to kill him. Then he turned back around and said, what you imagined for evil ended up working for good, saving many souls alive. What was evil that YESHUA did? And yet they wanted to recompense him with death. We got to sit back and look at that when they begin to come after us for doing for the word. We're doing good, but they want to recompense us evil. The Lord already told you that you better not be offended. If these people going to put you out of synagogue and they're going to kill you, thinking you've been doing God's service. He said, I told you these things ahead of time that you might not be offended. That's why it says, blessed are those that are not offended in me. There's no way in the world you're going to be able to serve God, and when certain things come about, you get offended about it. That means you're not built for this. You have to sit back, and that's why the man said you need to sit down and count the cost. Then you got sufficient to pay. Because guess what? You die either way. Whether you're a sinner or whether you're a saint. Whether you're righteous, whether you're unrighteous. You don't leave here. It's better than to leave here on the right side with God than to leave here and go to hell. Everybody dying in it. Everybody is going to see the grave unless you be fortunate enough to be here when the Lord returns. Why would you have fear about death? Why would you fear about what a man can do to you? Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12 verse 4. Why would you have fear about that? Paul told you we have a sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves, but in He that judgeth righteously and raised from the dead. That's where your trust should be at. I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you, whom you shall fear. Fear him which after you have killed has power to cast into hell. Here I say unto you, fear him. And are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings, and not one of them is forgotten before God. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are more valuable than many sparrows. Man said, you're more valuable than many sparrows. He said, you don't need to fear. He said, if they stand and they remember before God, you think God ain't going to remember his servants? Listen to what he told you though. This is what y'all need to remember. I also say unto you, whosoever shall confess me before men, him shall the Son of Man also confess before the angels of God. But he that denied me before men shall be denied before the angels of God. So when you want to sit back and you want to disobey them damn words you deny, but when the rubber hit the road and these people come and try to take us out and kill us, you gonna deny them man, or you gonna stand firm and you gonna be willing to lay your life down? Because the man told you don't fear none of these things that might happen to you. He said be faithful unto death. Some of y'all can't even be faithful and you ain't even been tested to dying yet. Remember that, be faithful unto death. This man already showed you the example of being faithful unto death. This man was recompensed evil for good. He stood to turn away the wrath from the people. How do you turn away God's wrath from the people? Luke chapter 24. About verse 46. He said, he said unto them, thus it is written, and thus it behooved the Messiah to suffer and to rise from the dead the 3rd day, and that repentance and remission of sins should be preached in his name among all nations, beginning at Jerusalem. Man turned death away from him. He turned wrath away. He turned the wrath of God away by laying his life down. By that evil that they recompensed him, he was able to save you from death. He was able to turn God's wrath away from you. And all you have to do is hearken to his word. That's all you have to do is hearken to his word. That's what will spare your soul alive. Come on back to Jeremiah 18. 21. They want to end this here something you consider. Look what this man planned to happen to the children of fools and base men. He said, therefore deliver up your children to the famine. Pour out their blood by the force of the sword. Let their wives be bereaved of their children and be widows. Let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. Let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring the troops suddenly upon them. For they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet. Now this man just said when a troop shall be suddenly upon them. Who that troop is, no monster? Who named mean troop? And remember how he dealt when he got a troop coming? You know, that mean that heavenly host coming with it. When they all come up on them horses with their army, that man just said, let their cry be heard from the houses when he bring that troop suddenly upon him. Because he said, you don't know what I'm coming, it's like a thief in the night. You think these people ain't going to be screaming out? Didn't he say that all the nations of the earth shall see him and the world be covered? He said, even those who pierced him. So all those who the children of base fools and the children of base men and the children of fools who violate in the earth, that's that cry being heard from their houses that they said we take him because they laid a snare for his feet. These people laid a trap to take him. Judah set the trap and say the man who my kids, that's who you take. You gotta sit back and look at it. If you the children of them, that's the reward. This is YESHUA praying that it's come on you. And it's written in the New Testament that this was going to happen to these children if God won't fulfill the word that they had prayed for. Didn't he just say that in verse 19, give heed to me? Hearken to my cry? Do this to these people. Now we sit back and we disobedient to this man's word. You just hearing the Son of God pray that I can come back and clean. That's a serious matter right now. He said, yet thou knowest all their counsel against me to slay me. Forgive not their iniquity, neither blot out their sin from thy sight, but let them be overthrown before thee, and deal thus with them in the time of thy anger. Revelation 19 and 15. He said, don't let that sin be blotted out. Why would that sin be blotted out? Because you heard him say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Now we know the law bear witness to it. We seen that King Hezekiah did the same thing, that the people were doing something out of ignorance. Now why would Jeremiah come back around and say, don't blot this iniquity out? Remember this here because they want to slay me. Why would he say that? You don't know why would he say that? Go to Genesis 9 and 6 first. What did them people cry out? Let his blood be on our children, right? Here's 9 and 6. Look at Genesis 9 and 4. 9 and 4. It says, but the flesh, with the life thereof, which is in the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man. And at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso sheds man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for the image of God made he man. That's why he said don't forgive it. The law said your blood got to be shed for shedding another man's blood. Look at what he said down here in Jeremiah now. Look what he said back here in Jeremiah 18 and verse 23. He said, you know their counsel against me. We done already read these people conspired to kill him, right? That's what they did, didn't it? Then he say, forgive not their iniquity, don't blot out their sin from thy sight, meaning don't put these people in your book. You done already read about it, didn't it? Then this man say, let them be overthrown before thee and deal with them in the time of your anger. Revelation 19, make it verse 13. Serious deal. Somebody got to pay for that blood. Somebody got to pay for that blood. Make it 11. Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. He shall rule them with a rod of iron. He tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So that means that it behoove us. That means you don't have a problem with this man though. So when you sit back and you look at it, that those who smite on him with the tongue, matter of fact, see, come back over here to you. Because there's a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people blaspheming lately. I'm talking about blaspheming hard. Some of y'all be smiting on him with your tongue, y'all don't even know. Jude 1 and 14. He said, Enoch also the seventh from Adam prophesied, saying, Behold, the Lord come with 10,000 of his saints, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they've ungodly committed, and all their hard speeches with ungodly sinners have spoken against him. We done read too many times in them gospels and ungodly speeches that these people spoke against the Lord. These people still out here speaking against this man, talking about he ain't coming back, talking about, some people talking about he's made up, he's this, why did he do this, he's nasty, he's sleeping with his father's wife, all this type of stuff. The Lord sitting back here and all of it. Look what else say now. These are murmurers and complainers, walking after their own lusts. And their mouth speak great swelling words, having men's person in admiration because of his vanity. A lot of people around here speaking a lot of great words against this man. And this man said he smited against him with the tongue. That man said the law is not perishing from the mouth of no priest. The law is going to be here. It ain't going nowhere. He said, I came to do them good. He said, give heed to my words, because these people did the pit for my soul. They sought to slay me. Kill them all. You hear Job saying these are children of base men. They come up in Job, they fulfilling what Job said about him. These people turn around and say, let his blood be on our seed and our seed seed. Now this somebody, now that brings us into play. We sitting here walking disobedient to this man's word. We show forth their children. Jeremiah just prayed to God to kill you. And if not, to forgive that sin. Because innocent blood must be required. That's what the city of refuge was for. Because if you hadn't had beef with nobody, if you slayed innocent blood, what the law say? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. It got to be a recompense. So God coming back, there got to be a recompense. Man just sat there and told you, I'm going to send the truth to come upon these people. We got to sit back and look at it. God sending back the truth. Now what we going to do? We're going to sit back and we're going to continue to be disobedient to the heavenly vision of him getting the heavenly vision being the scripture that we might see his son and believe on him. We're going to be like these men and see the man work, testify on. We sat there seeing the man healing the blind, giving allowing the deaf to hear, causing the dumb to sing, seeing the lame being able to jump up as a hart, seeing these signs and these wonders when he works, testifying that he's the Son of God. Because that's why he told John the Baptist that what he told him didn't. Because we went back and they told John the Baptist, oh, he's saying John the Baptist knows the scripture. He knows that's the Son of God. He's fulfilling the book. We're going to sit back and see this heavenly vision. We're going to sit back and hear this man's voice. We're going to sit back and hear what this man tells us to do and what he requires of us. And we're going to turn around and show forth we the children of God who did the pit for him, who laid in wait for him, who took counsel to slay him. It don't make sense. It don't make sense for us to do that. Does it make sense for anyone else to do that? We understand how serious that is. Do we really understand how serious transgression and disobedience is? Do we understand how serious it is to have an evil heart of unbelief and a heart of disobedience toward God? And this man is going to make it his business to come back here and kill you. And all you have to do is believe and obey. The man said, according to your faith, so it be unto you. You know what he said? According to your faith, so be it unto you. These people have no faith in God whatsoever, that they didn't believe God's word. That's why he said, if you believe Moses, you will believe me because he wrote on it. Since they had no faith in God's word, they missed the sign, they missed the wonder, and ended up perishing. Thank the Lord. It's something that I meant to bring it in earlier, but the Lord didn't bring it in. We'll bring it in another time when the Lord sees it. Maybe the Lord willing tomorrow, we'll work it in. Later on today, we'll work it in. Because it's too late right now. We're going to work it in right now. We have to sit back and look at that, though. That man was a sign. They missed the sign. Didn't he say the works that I do in my Father's hand bear witness to me? So when we sit back and we go through this book and we see the works that are testified in the scriptures, bearing witness of this man, and he does them, why are you not obeying him? Then we read last night, it's better obey God, last week it's better obey God, and he get the spirit, and then not obey him. Well, if you see that he is whom he says he was, why are you not obeying him? Do you not know if you don't obey him, this man will require your blood, because you the children of fool and base men who are violent in the earth? Yeah, really sit back and look at that. You sit back and say, I'm a child of God. You sit back and look, really? No, you're a child of a fool. You're a child of base men. You're violent in the earth. And this man gonna require his blood at your hand. That don't make sense. That should move each and every individual. Every last one of us. To be like this here, I must serve God. I must serve God. I must do it. If I don't, I'm gonna die. But praise be y'all for y'all still for it. Y'all understood all this stuff is here. Huh? You good? Everybody good? All y'all on it good?